Here's your wrestling news for February 14th, 2026. Your headlines for today include surprise WrestleMania opponent lined up for Brock Lesnar, allegations lead to Moose's sudden removal from France event, Triple H called out for botching Elimination Chamber claim, WWE cuts WrestleMania 42 prices, card being reworked, new champion crowned as Star breaks down in tears, referees rush in after Nia Jax and Io Sky spot goes wrong, wardrobe mishap on SmackDown prompts bonus nudity comment, live TV comment leaves Kit Wilson struggling to stay in character, and more. The stare down between Obafemi and Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble had many fans assuming a WrestleMania 42 clash was only a matter of time, but behind the scenes, that match is far from locked in, and a new name has entered the conversation. According to F4W Online, Lesnar was internally listed to face LA Knight in late January, signaling a potential shift in direction. If that pairing holds, it would mark a significant opportunity for Knight at the biggest event of the year. The outcome, however, would shape the perception of Knight's future. A Lesnar win might suggest WWE doesn't see him as a top-tier championship contender. On the other hand, a WrestleMania win over Lesnar would dramatically boost Knight's standing. Few victories carry that level of credibility, and defeating Lesnar on that stage would immediately reposition him. For now, nothing has been officially announced, and Lesnar's WrestleMania plans remain fluid. Should WWE follow through on the Obafemi tease or pivot to Brock Lesnar versus LA Knight instead? APC, short for Association des Professionnels du Catch, has cancelled a scheduled appearance by Moose at its upcoming March 22nd event. The French independent promotion, which has operated for more than 20 years, originally booked the former TNA World Champion for the show. However, on February 12th, APC announced via social media that the booking had been withdrawn. In an official statement, the promotion cited allegations involving Moose, real name Quinn Ojanaka, as the reason for the decision, though no specific details were outlined. After being informed by members of our community of past events involving Moose, APC has decided to cancel his booking at our show scheduled on March 22nd. We would like to point out that neither APC promoters nor the creative team knew those allegations beforehand. Those allegations were brought to our attention recently, and we immediately took the time to discuss the matter internally in order to act responsibly. We still maintain the 22nd March date, but we deleted the previous post so as to post a new one very soon with a new announcement. We thank our community for their alertness and their trust. We remain fully engaged to defend our values, which are the strength and integrity of our promotion. APC Board. While APC did not specify the past events referenced, online discussion has pointed to Ojanaka's 2009 domestic violence arrest involving his then-wife during his time in the NFL. At the time, he was a member of the Atlanta Falcons and later received a one-game suspension from the league. Those past incidents have previously been cited in rumors regarding other promotions' interest in him. Moose has since continued his wrestling career and recently appeared through the NXT partnership. As of this writing, neither TNA Wrestling nor Moose has issued a public comment on APC's decision. The situation remains ongoing, and further clarification may emerge in the coming days. WWE is positioning Elimination Chamber as the final major event before WrestleMania 42, but a promotional message from Triple H has stirred unexpected attention. In promoting the February 28th premium live event at Chicago's United Center, Paul Levesque described the show as a historic return for the company. For the first time in over 30 years, WWE takes over the United Center, he wrote. WWE Elimination Chamber is live on February 28th on ESPN and Netflix. The wording immediately caught the attention of fans. Several pointed out that WWE actually ran two non-televised live events at the United Center in 2018. Images of old event listings and ticket stubs quickly circulated online, challenging the idea that the company hadn't been inside the building in 3 decades. There is, however, a technical distinction. WWE has not hosted a major televised premium live event at the United Center in over 30 years, with SummerSlam 1994 widely regarded as the last significant broadcast spectacle at the venue. If the intent was to highlight a televised return of that scale, the statement holds more context. Still, the phrasing left room for interpretation, and in the social media era, even minor wording choices are quickly scrutinized. Was this simply marketing shorthand for a major televised return, or should the message have been more precise? WrestleMania 42 just took an unexpected turn, and this time it's about ticket pricing. Earlier this week, reports surfaced that WWE held a multi-department meeting on February 11th to address slower than expected ticket sales for the two-night event at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. WrestleVotes Radio initially indicated that WWE intended to keep pricing unchanged for the time being, despite the sluggish movement. The stance didn't last long. Allegiant Stadium has now rolled out a limited-time weekend promotion offering 25% off WrestleMania 42 tickets. The discount was promoted publicly on social media, complete with a code for fans. The timing is notable. Just days after messaging suggested prices would remain steady, the sudden discount signals a clear shift in approach. According to WrestleTix data, approximately 36,000 tickets have been distributed per night so far. That trails last year's pace by roughly 10,000 tickets per night at the same stage before WrestleMania 41, which ultimately reached between 56,000 and 60,000 distributed per night. The sales slowdown appears to be affecting more than just pricing strategy. A new report suggests WWE has begun re-evaluating the WrestleMania card itself. On F4W Online, Brian Alvarez detailed growing internal frustration as previously finalized creative plans continue to change. The decline in ticket sales was said to be the reason the entire card is being evaluated, combined with many in creative having different opinions on direction. There was frustration because they had a game plan in place, and it was then changed to a new game plan, and now we could, and likely will, have other changes. One person involved noted that at this point they really should be sticking to the plans because the plans are good. As WWE adjusts pricing and creative direction, attention is also turned to how the company is handling WrestleMania weekend outside the stadium. WrestleMania traditionally extends beyond the venue itself, with packed bars, themed events, and wrestler-hosted watch-alongs contributing to the citywide atmosphere. Earlier reports indicated that venues within 50 miles of Allegiant Stadium would not be permitted to broadcast WrestleMania, even if they were willing to pay commercial licensing fees. The move was widely interpreted as an effort to drive more fans into the stadium rather than local watch parties. Now there's an update, and WWE does not appear to be reconsidering. According to Fightful Select, the company is holding firm on the restriction despite pushback from affected establishments. With ticket discounts rolling out, creative plans reportedly shifting, and local broadcast restrictions still in place, WWE appears to be balancing multiple levers at once. Is this simply strategic course correction, or a sign that WrestleMania 42 is facing more pressure than expected? Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Stax had a chance to solidify his run with the TNA International Championship, but the night belonged to Trey Miguel. Defending the title at TNA No Surrender, Stax came in representing NXT, but he wasn't able to walk out with the gold. Trey Miguel secured the victory, earning a significant win and reclaiming momentum in the process. Stax's reign had drawn mixed reactions from fans after he initially captured the championship, with some expressing frustration over another WWE talent holding a TNA title. That dynamic shifted at No Surrender, as Miguel's win brought the championship back to a core TNA name. After the match, Miguel celebrated emotionally, with tears visible as he was handed the championship, a moment that clearly meant something beyond just the result. Now the question turns to what's next. Will Stax push for a rematch, or does this close the chapter on his crossover title run? Tiffany Stratton kicked off SmackDown with a clear goal in mind. She addressed losing the WWE Women's Championship, but reminded everyone that she's already taken the first step toward getting it back by qualifying for the Elimination Chamber. The message was simple: the setback isn't permanent. That brought out Nia Jax and Lash Legend, who wasted no time running her down and hinting at a possible attack. Before it could escalate, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky made their entrance, immediately shifting the focus to the upcoming Women's Tag Team Championship match. With the spotlight turning to the title bout, Stratton quickly exited once Io was in the ring. Stratton continues to get strong reactions, but even as a babyface, parts of her delivery still feel more natural in a heel role. Her NXT run showed how effective she can be leaning into that edge, and it occasionally slips through in these promos. Still, the segment was short and efficient, and getting straight into the first match without a long talking opener was a refreshing change of pace. All four competitors became involved at once, with Lash Legend and Nia Jax not just aiming to win the titles, but clearly trying to take the champions out entirely. Tensions escalated outside the ring when Jax set up a table at ringside. As Jax attempted to re-enter the ring, Io Sky launched herself with a crossbody through the ropes. Jax jumped backward but didn't go far enough. Only the upper half of her body clipped the table, while the rest of both women crashed hard onto the floor. Both looked like the air had been knocked out of them. The crowd erupted with loud holy chants, which were quickly censored on the broadcast. The chaos continued moments later when Lash Legend drove Rhea Ripley through the barricade in a spot that went smoothly. However, referees were visibly concerned about Sky and Jax following the botched table spot, rushing down to check on them. The match was ultimately stopped with no team scoring a decisive victory. Because of the champion's advantage, Ripley and Sky retained the women's tag team titles. It was a wild, messy start to the night, and while the unpredictability added intensity, the botched table spot will likely be the moment fans remember most. This week's main event saw Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, and Jacob Fatu fight for one of the open slots in the Elimination Chamber. All three men shared their thoughts on the bout during the show leading up to it. Fatu and Rhodes also had a personal rivalry, so they tried to take out Zayn early so they could fight each other. However, the underdog from the underground hit both men with a huge dive as the show cut to a break. They were given more than 20 minutes for this match, so they had no problem making it fun while still taking time to sell the bigger spots. For the most part, one man would sit out while the other two fought, taking turns re-entering the action, but there were also stretches where all three were battling at once. Just as it looked like Fatu was about to win, Drew McIntyre came out of nowhere and hit a claymore to take him out. He also struck Rhodes and then placed Zayn on top of him, but the American Nightmare kicked out. Right after Zayn took out McIntyre with a haluva kick, Rhodes connected with the Crossroads to secure the victory. Cody Rhodes will now join Randy Orton and LA Knight in the Elimination Chamber at the end of the month. Carmelo Hayes made it clear early in the night that business was changing. In a backstage segment, Hayes told Matt Cardona and Apollo Crews that his open challenge was officially closed for the week. After the break, he headed to the ring with a bigger announcement. Before the match could start, Solo Sikoa and the MFTs came out. They ended up attacking Hayes and Ilja Dragunov. Cardona, Crews, and Shinsuke Nakamura came out to even the odds. Nick Aldis then appeared and turned it into a 10-man tag team match. We returned from the break to see the match already underway. What followed was exactly what you would expect in this kind of bout. They sprinkled in some great spots, and one of the more entertaining elements was seeing Hayes and Dragunov working on the same side, a dynamic that added intrigue given Hayes' earlier challenge. Tama Tonga secured the win for his team by pinning Melo, which could put him in line for a title shot. The Wyatt Six appeared in the crowd after the match, but there was no altercation. It's nice to see Crews back in the fold. It felt like he disappeared for a long time with no explanation or reason. With Hayes now focused on Elimination Chamber and momentum shifting across multiple directions, did this segment strengthen his road to WrestleMania? Or did the loss set him back at the wrong time? Even with the MFTs controlling much of the match, one moment stood out, and not for the right reasons. During an exchange between Matt Cardona and Tonga Loa, things took an unexpected turn. Out of nowhere, Loa grabbed a hold of Cardona's trunks and started pulling. What initially looked like a quick attempt to unbalance him turned into an awkward sequence as Loa continued tugging and nearly caused a full wardrobe malfunction in the middle of the ring. Cardona was forced to grab the ropes to try and steady himself while shouting at Loa to let go. Wade Barrett reacted immediately on commentary, clearly stunned by what he was watching. And now trying to hijack the wardrobe of Matt Cardona is Tonga Loa. There is some nudity, bonus nudity. Barrett's tone mirrored the audience's confusion. The crowd didn't quite know how to process it, and the moment felt out of place compared to the rest of the match's intensity. Eventually, Loa released the hold and the action continued, but the awkward exchange quickly became one of the most talked about spots from the bout. Was it a mistimed attempt at ring psychology, or simply a strange choice that didn't land the way it was intended? Giulia had another opportunity to secure a major spotlight moment, but it slipped away at the last second. She competed in a triple threat match against Zelina Vega, the woman she originally defeated to win the US title, and Alexa Bliss, whom she also bested not long ago. This time though, the stakes were higher. A victory would earn one of the limited spots in the 2026 Elimination Chamber, where the winner will challenge the champion not selected by Liv Morgan. Heading into the match, Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley had already claimed 2 of the available slots, making the margin for error even smaller. The finish came quickly. Alexa Bliss pinned Zelina Vega, and Giulia reacted in disbelief as she missed breaking up the pinfall by less than a second. The near save told the story. She was right there, but not close enough. With that win, Bliss officially joins the growing Elimination Chamber field, meaning half of the available spots are now filled. For Giulia, it's another missed opportunity to secure a major premium live event match. Despite spending much of her main roster run holding championship gold, she's yet to secure a marquee singles spotlight on a major PLE outside of the Royal Rumble. The talent and presence are there, the question now is timing. Has Giulia's momentum stalled at the wrong moment, or is WWE simply pacing her next big move? Kiana James, who accompanied Giulia, and Charlotte Flair, who was in Alexa Bliss's corner, were present at ringside, but neither played a significant role in the outcome. Despite the high stakes and the no disqualification nature of a triple threat match, outside involvement was surprisingly limited. The bout ultimately ended cleanly, with Bliss hitting Zelina Vega with Sister Abigail to secure the victory. Given the format, it was notable that WWE chose restraint rather than layering in interference or distraction spots. In a match type that often leans into chaos, this one was decided decisively inside the ring. Was the clean finish the right call, or did this feel like a missed opportunity to raise the drama even higher? The WWE Women's Championship was on the line this week when Jade Cargill finally defended the belt against Jordynne Grace. Before the match could get going, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Dominic Mysterio came out to watch from ringside. The crowd chanted for Dirty Dom as the match began, with Cargill pushing Grace into the corner. Both women have a lot of power, but Jade had the height advantage, giving her a bit more leverage during certain exchanges. Cargill still has some things she needs to work on, but Grace did a good job masking some of her shortcomings. This wasn't the prettiest match, but it had its highlights. Grace looked especially good during some of her feats of strength. Judgment Day didn't end up having much of an impact on the bout, and Cargill scored a clean win with her jaded finisher. That's it, guys. That was SmackDown this week. Beyond the chaotic tag action, chamber implications, and a few unexpected moments, there was plenty to unpack. Which segment stood out to you the most, and why? Sound off in the comments below. Don't miss our next video coming at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with all the latest wrestling updates. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.